I had a big acting win. I don't know how much I could say.
Not have an SD card. Rip. Tragic.
Welcome back to episode 17 of the Hags Podcast. We're back with a solo episode this week.
Yep, just us, unfortunate, but fortunately.
Yeah, we gotta catch
Yeah.
up the podcast audience.
Mm-hmm.
Um, at the top, we just wanted to say that our hearts and thoughts are going out to everyone impacted by Hurricane Helene and in the path of Milton. We're going to leave some resources and places to donate in the description. Hurricanes are absolutely devastating. I lived in an area where we were impacted every single year, and I've had to evacuate before, and we're just thinking of everyone.
Yeah. It's and it's been catastrophic, the damage of the back-to-back hurricanes. And people are saying that Emily was saying that Milton is essentially going to be its own category, right? Like, weren't they talking about
Well, it was moved to category 5, and then someone said something about them creating a category 6, which doesn't exist.
because of how much it's grown over the
Yeah.
past couple of hours? Yeah.
Yeah, like most of the state is like having to evacuate, and the governor, I don't get into it. Anyways, it's deadly.
Yeah, not only is it extremely powerful, it's extremely large, which
Yeah.
means
Yeah, it like
the
spans
area.
over the entire state. Like, it's just
Yeah.
a chunk of Florida is completely red.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's hitting all sides.
and
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's it's making landfall tonight, so it's too late for people to leave, and they're running out of gas, and it's just, yeah, it's going to be devastating. So
Yeah.
didn't want to start off on a sad note, but
No, it's good because offering resources and giving people like a plan to help out in any way that they can is the least that we can do.
mhm,
So,
yep.
and you've lived in, I mean, like you said, you lived in Wilmington and have a lot of friends that are there and have families there. So it's important that we can provide aid in any way that we can.
Mhm, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, we can move on to our life updates. Anyone care to share?
Emily, you want to talk about your callback?
Yeah. I had a callback. When was it? I don't even remember. 2 weeks ago, maybe, I had a callback for the lead role in a horror film, and the callback was on the Warner Bros. Lot. So that was a really cool experience. The second I drove onto the lot, there were like studio tour buses driving by, videoing me, and then I got
Who's
out of
that
my car.
celebrity? Who's that little
Literally.
girl?
I got out of my car holding my script and another bus drove by, photographed me again. Yeah, but the callback went really well. Super nice team, director, casting director. They really, took their time and they loved what I did with it. So that was fun.
Yes, a
Very
major
nice.
win.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eehee. I had a big acting win. I don't know how much I could say. I think I can say. Yeah, so I had my first big LA audition, which is pretty exciting because I'm 8 months in to being here, and I feel really lucky to have gotten a foothold in to get this audition. But it was a series regular audition I did about a week ago, and get it or not get it, it was the first step into building a relationship with casting here. My agent really liked the audition and we talked about it. And it was like a little bit of hope that I needed because I haven't really been auditioning this year, let alone auditioning for a series regular or a guest star, a co-star, like nothing on any like television, any episodic storytelling auditions. But uh yeah, it's mainly been like indies and feature films. So like to have a TV show, it was it felt really exciting to like see what 2025 could bring for the industry and for auditioning. And so, yeah, it was nice. I needed it. And I felt like it brought me and my agent closer together. And it was just like serendipitous too, because me and my agent, literally 24 hours before I got that audition, we had like an hour long heart to heart where we looked at my materials. And I was like, what do I need to be doing? Like, I want to make sure that I'm doing everything I can for you. Like, I am updating my footage and then getting new headshots in at the start of the year. And it just was like, we're doing all the right things. You're doing a podcast, you're making your own projects, you're checking in with me and, keeping communication open between both of us. And then literally not even 24 hours later, I got that audition. So it was like the perfect timing. And it just was like, okay, I'm doing the right things. I'm around the right people. And it's just going to take those little tiny steps. And yeah, like it gave me a lot of hope and I felt good about it. So, yep.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Perfect
Yeah.
timing.
It was perfect timing. Yeah, yeah. Perfect timing too, because I know, I mean, not to get too into it and like overboard ourselves, but one of the things that we're talking about doing is potentially stepping into episodic storytelling and potentially throwing around writing a pilot. So it was like uh it also just felt, serendipitous. So
Yeah. Speaking of writing a pilot, I actually started. I started
oh,
writing a pilot. I heard the
hell
song.
yeah.
I listened to the song Family Feud by Phineas for the first time because he
Yeah.
has a new album out, and it really just inspired me, and I just started. Um, so yeah,
Hag will be out on streaming in
yeah,
soon.
uh, yeah. I don't want to
No,
talk
we
about it
will.
too much,
Yeah,
but
yeah. No spoilers.
yeah,
You
felt
guys
good.
gotta subscribe and comment and engage to get that lore. We're not gonna
Yeah,
give that lore for free.
yeah.
You gotta work for that.
So I've been kind of, besides writing, been pretty disconnected from the industry for the past week or so. They already know this, but for the audience, we lost a family friend in the past week, and I didn't expect to get emotional. Um,
I mean, this is like your sister, like this is somebody that's been in your
brother.
life for. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Um, yeah, we lost a family friend who's been the family's been in our lives my entire life. We all grew up together, and it's tough, and it's really hard to see the people you love in pain, and it makes you reflect as well because my family also has something big happening tomorrow. It just all of this made me realize like the universe puts you where you need to be because I mean, our schedule this year has been so crazy, and we've been all over the place, and I was here when all of this happened, so I just think I was right where I needed to be.
I agree.
And yeah, it's hard.
I was gonna say that there are so many things. You could have been in so many places. Like you could have been one in New York right now, or two, we could have been in over our heads in pre-production about to start set on start walk into production for Against Us. And it's just giving our like it's just yeah, being at the right place at the right time and knowing that this is exactly where you needed to be. Like you needed to be with your family and your support system and the people that you love. Um and it's good that none of those things worked out the way that we wanted them to. Even when we were like fighting it, we just allowed ourselves to let the universe kind of take over and walk into the places that we could control. And by doing that, it put you here where you needed to be.
Yeah,
So,
that's crazy to think about that we would be getting ready to shoot, or if not, what is today? Yeah,
So
like
we
Mhm.
would be flying in a week.
yeah,
And
that's
then, yeah, I know.
crazy
And
to think
you're
about.
and Cheyenne's leading against us, and it is a very emotionally taxing script. And she's directing it and producing it, so it just would have been it would have been too much for you to try to. I mean, you're a professional and you could have done it, not saying that you wouldn't have been able to handle it. It's just better that we're putting it off, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, death always makes you think a lot and reflect. So yeah, to kind of wrap all that up, right, the universe puts you where you need to be, and I'm just super grateful that of all the places I could have been born, like it was here with these people, and how blessed I am to have gotten like on the bus with the same person every day, like my entire child. I just whacked this monitor. On the bus with the same person every single day, every morning, my entire childhood until we were pulling our cars out and driving to school ourselves. And it's just not everyone has that. So super grateful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Okay, let's talk about something else so I can stop crying.
Gonna make me cry.
Um, I bought my Wicked tickets this morning and
Oh,
my lip gloss from REM
mm.
Beauty came in the mail. I haven't tried it
Oh
yet.
my gosh. Wait, you can pre-order Wicked tickets this early?
Yeah, they went on sale today,
When does it come out? The
22nd. But
22nd?
there's preview days and yours might start even earlier over there.
I know. I was about to say
Wait.
I need to look. Yeah, I just added that to my to-do.
We signed up for the AMC stubs or whatever it is thing this week.
A-listers.
A-lister.
Yeah. I'm trying to do like a movie a week. Just something like on a Sunday. The past like couple weekends we haven't had a second to just stop. Like Tony came into town. We walked 8 miles. I don't even know how many miles we walked to Venice to Santa Monica, yapping away on the beach. And then the next day I don't even know what we did the next day.
I
I don't
don't
even know.
remember.
It's so much. It's just been nonstop.
Hmm.
Um, I PR'd my running time.
Ooh,
Yeah. I run. I'm not going to say where I run, actually. That's kind of dangerous.
yeah,
But I
don't.
run, yeah. I run up and down hills to give myself some diversify my training so it's not all flat. And then I PR'd 7:12 mile. But when I do that, I don't run anymore. So I'm not running, and this is not an averaging pace. This is a single mile that I run really fast and then I walk the rest of the time.
Well, yeah, that's how you set a PR. No one expects you to keep running.
Yeah, I think most runners can keep going. They like know how to like jog and run and then jog or sprint and jog and sprint and jog. But I don't, I'm not that technical. I just kind of Phoebe myself out and, disassociate and listen to music. But
Nothing wrong with that.
nothing wrong with that.
Congrats. That's pretty fast.
I, I know.
That's faster than anything I've ever ran. But you're also like a foot taller than me. But
I know. I've got my leg, my my stand or my stride is a lot longer than both you guys. So it's not really fair.
such is life.
Such is life.
Oh, I was just gonna say we got the Shutter app for October. Just, a little festive. We've watched three horror films together, Alex and I. One of them last night with no, not last night, late night with the devil. Amazing film.
I'm adding it to my letterboxd right now.
It's like a creative take on found footage. It's
Ugh,
really, it's brilliant. It was low budget and I think so there was 300 effects and each effect only had a $500 budget.
that's crazy. Were they practical or were they special
Both.
effects or both?
Both. And I will say some of them aren't the best, but it didn't take away from the film for me.
Ugh. That's an amazing poster.
It's so creative. Yeah, I loved it.
I was going to say that's why I love low budget horror filmmaking. It lends itself to be so scrappy and creative and like doing whatever you can to make the scare work.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. We watched this one called Stop Motion,
Mm.
and have you heard of it?
No, but I'm adding it.
It's a filmmaker who does stop motion, and I don't want to give it away. If I try to describe it, I will just give away the plot. But it was
Oh, there's like no is it after a tragic accident a woman cares for her injured mother? Does that sound right? No.
no, it's on letter.
Oh, stop motion test?
No, it's just called stop motion.
That just reminds me of the Parks and Rec episode where Ben does his stop motion or
Stop.
claymation.
So
This one?
funny.
Wait, that's a Lego movie. Please ignore me.
Not a
Is it
Lego.
this?
Can you see this?
Oh, I'm making it two words. Oh, yes, I've seen the poster for this.
Hmm. There is an effect. I don't want to ruin it for you, but it has to do with stitches. And when you see it, you'll know it was absolutely incredibly done. And I don't get grossed out easily, but I was like, oh my God, oh my God, ah, like freaking
Oh,
out.
that's the best.
It was done so well. You're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. So we'll circle back to this in a later episode.
Ooh.
Sorry, I'm almost done. We
No,
watched another
I'm
one.
adding them.
We watched another one last night called Oddity, which was also very creative. And yeah, I don't have that much to say about it. It was just good. And I enjoyed watching it. And I ate nachos while we watched it. So
Oh, love nachos with the like cheddar cheese.
we had mozzarella, but
Oh,
that's just all we had. So
okay. You know what? Do what you got to do. Were they like microwave nachos where you like the chips and the cheese? No.
no, I made them and I like put them in the oven.
Okay, no, that's way better. That's not the struggle nacho.
When I was growing up, we always put them in the microwave
Oh
though.
my God, I know. But it was so gross the way that the like chip would like stick to the paper plate and then you're like ripping it
Yeah,
up with the cheese.
it'd be soggy, but I kind of like it, to
And
be
I kind
honest.
of did too. I kind of did too. That was the poverty mindset. Okay. We were lying to ourselves.
Hey,
Um,
what are we gonna do?
yeah. I just added all those to my letterbox. We watched Get Out last Friday, but it just like, and I bet you feel the same way. It just made me want to create, like watching other people create and make something so different and creating a story that's, allows you to like sit and ponder and you're like, oh, I haven't seen a story told that way, or I haven't seen an angle like that, or I haven't seen colors portrayed like this. And it just made me excited to create. So I bet you probably felt the same way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It makes me excited for 2025. Yeah.
I Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do we have any other updates?
I'm digitizing my brain.
What does that mean?
There's an actual name for this, and I'm dropping the name. It's like called brain. I'm not gonna waste all my time trying to find this. I can drop it. Brain. Hold on, there's a name. If I can't find it in one more second. I can't think of what it's called.
We'll just describe it.
Basically, I all of my thoughts and like it's not even just journaling, it's like what I'm thinking, if I learn something, if I am wanting to create, I am organizing all of the little parts of my brain and putting it in my phone. Oh, I hope you can't read that. Uh, but it's
I'll just cover it if you can read it.
okay, good. I hope you can. Uh, but it's a way to I feel like I keep everything up here and I don't ever get it out, which prevents me from ever outputting creatively, or if I have a thought that I can't articulate, because it all stays here. So I like force myself to write it out and look at it. And then it's organized. That's why I say digitized. It's organized in a way that if I need it, I can recall it from the my the way that I'm organizing it in my notes.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's actually been very helpful, especially like with all the stuff I've been dealing with. So it's been yeah, it's been really good.
Do you have ADHD?
100%. Are you kidding?
Okay. That was just
Yeah,
like,
a
I,
100%.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's just something
You're
that
just now realizing that?
I mean, I never asked. I kind of just
A hundred
assumed
percent.
based on
Yeah.
behaviors. But I don't have ADHD or anything like that. So when I see things like that, it just makes me think of it because that's like something Alex would have to do. Whereas I just remember where everything is at every given moment and
I
I'm fine.
Wow.
remember nothing. Literally, there are memories my friends tell me, and I'm like, I think you're lying. I don't remember it. There's like, I've never walked in that building. I've never done this. And they're like, no, you've been in that building 9 times. That's insane. And then that's why I have to write everything down. My brain like never stops. Like it's always so I have to like get it out or it just gets lost in the sauce of the Jimmy brain.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Like
Eh,
I could have had a thought a year ago and like put it in my notes app and I could go find it immediately.
mm-mm. Like in your own brain?
Oh, in my phone or in my own brain. If it's important. I don't remember literally everything, but like if it's important.
No. I
And I could go find every important document I have. I don't know. I feel very lucky because
mm.
it sounds like a struggle.
That's why I'm like so
Yeah.
anal with my space and I'm like so like everything has to be in a spot, everything has to be where it is, like it has to be clean. Like because if one thing is out of place, it fucks with myself because it's just I have to create a system because it's so chaotic in my head. So everything around me has structure.
That makes sense. The digitizing sounds really helpful for
It
all of us.
is. It actually is. And it's I have a lot of anxiety too in moving to a new city and it's just I feel like I've had the past month I've just been doing so much that it's helped bring me a little bit more center and keep my priorities straight. So, whew.
Anything else?
Anything else new?
Well, I started casting. It's
How's that going?
hell. Not a fan. I like it. I like it. But actors, Jesus Christ, y'all can't reach. It's beyond annoying. I genuinely don't get it. I am casting something for my job, and I'm not going to tell you where I work or what I do because I don't like people finding me.
They
But
might
anyways,
find it regardless because it's
yeah,
public. But
won't be hard to
anyway,
find. Anyways, I digress. And I've gotten like over 500 submissions for this. And first of all, I'm asking for specific things in the submission. One of which I'm like, put a note if like you have any of these things that like the breakdown calls for. And out of those 500 submissions, I've only been able to send out 150 auditions because that's how many people don't fucking read. And then I sent out the auditions to those people. And literally, I'm not even kidding. There's probably been 50 confirmed that they are going to submit auditions out of 150. And I sent out auditions a week ago. And so, like, you can see, I don't know if your actors know this, but casting directors can see if you've been invited and haven't opened it, or if you have opened it and have not confirmed that you're going to audition. And regardless, why are y'all not confirming or reading it? Like
You
makes
can
no
also
fucking
see
sense.
if people have opened the sides, like you can see like where like the documents, if you have things attached, like if they've opened them or not.
mhm.
Yeah. So casting can see everything, and there are so many people that have not even confirmed yet. And then there's a few people, I've probably gotten 20 auditions back. Not a single person has labeled it correctly. Not even being dramatic. Not one, which is insane. Like, I don't get it. And no one, there's one person that followed instructions. Literally one out of everyone so far. So that's my casting director rant. It literally has given me no hope, and I'm starting to cast another commercial that I'm doing, who actually our guest last week is producing. So we love that. But like he's gonna be handling casting. Anyways, I digress. But after doing that, I'm like, I literally only want to cast people I know. Are you kidding me? Like none of these actors are like putting in the effort. There's been a few that have been okay, but like other than that, I'm like, this is the actor pool we have in LA. People that can't label their files, people that can't follow slate instructions, people that can't have a clean background with sound and lighting. There was literally one guy that was standing in his living room, far back from the camera, not a single light on him except for like maybe an orange one. And he's standing back here. And I asked for a very specific slate, and he literally just said, "Hi, my name is," and then cut. Like it's crazy.
I had a lady one time film in front of the toilet, and she didn't even use the sides I attached.
Yeah,
It,
that happened to me too. Well, I gave people the like freedom to like improvise the sides just given the nature of it. But like some people didn't even personalize it, which is okay. But then some people they just like totally went off on their own tangent. And I was like, this is literally not even a product we carry. Which I literally specifically said only mention a product if you find that we carry it. And there are people out here pitching a whole product that we don't carry. Like it is not that hard to read. I don't know, but I digress. So now I'm literally like, for the next commercial I'm casting, I literally made a list of people from our acting studio that I want to cast because this is insane. We'll probably still do casting calls because I won't be managing it that closely. But honestly, it's just annoying. And I can't believe that normal casting directors go through that daily. Like all these feature films out there that they must be casting, where it's like they're paying like thousands of dollars. It's a public casting call, and every single person on the face of the earth is submitting, and they have to dig through all this shit. Is literally insane. It is not that hard to follow instructions. Not that hard.
See, I love hearing this because I love hearing about lazy actors because it makes the people that do work hard and do read and follow the instructions, like it just gives them a leg up.
Yeah. Yeah, because after that, I was like, this is what I'm competing against. Because I've never mislabeled a file. I've never not followed instructions. I've never not attached my slate or even forgotten to do the scene, which people have done to what I've sent out. Like, it is insane. And one guy even emailed my personal email and attached the video files unlabeled, but his body of the email was the correct labeling of the videos. And I was like, first of all, I literally saw your submission on Actors Access. You didn't have to email it too. Second of all, you couldn't have labeled the video and not just like put it in the body of the email. It is actually insane. And I cannot believe that casting directors have to put up with this daily.
Can I say this, Emily? And if you say no, can I cut it? But there's a person that submitted and they said, I couldn't open the sides, but I'm gonna just try my best. And then just like did something completely at random
Yeah.
because they couldn't open the sides.
hmm.
And I
And
literally
that's how
put,
they started their audition. They said, I couldn't
yeah.
open the sides. And then did just improv.
I know. And I literally like in the submission, I was like, feel free to reach out if you have any questions or issues. Like, how hard would it have been to email me, C-mail me, and be like, hey, couldn't open the sides. Can you please send them to me? Like, it's all the
Also,
resources you need are right there if you just open your eyes.
actors, if you ever can't open sides, it's probably just because you need to go in a different browser.
Just
Yeah.
or it's downloaded and it's in your downloads. Like you know how sometimes when you click on it, it just automatically downloads it and then you
Yeah.
go to your files.
You'd think. Anyway, um, I never emailed someone's personal account. When I've
Never.
cast things, I've gotten Facebook friend requests completely inappropriate. They DM me on Instagram. It's insane what
It's
some actors do.
insane. I I could not do that. Yeah.
hmm I hope it's not illegal to share all this tea, but I've heard
No,
casting directors rant about it before. So,
and it's hard for casting too because a lot of casting directors are like working for themselves and freelance and it's like they don't have help to go like deal with all this bullshit.
hmm
Like and it's just rude. It's rude because you're like disrespecting this person's job. Follow the rules, do your job, execute at the highest level, and move on. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can't cheat the system, and then you can't expect to be looked at as a professional if you can't follow the rules and read the instructions. Like you're never going to grow. That's like the simplest thing you can do as an actor. That
Yeah.
is the base level, is to read the directions and to follow them.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of great actors don't realize that although we're creating art and it's fun a lot of the time, this is a professional industry and you need to act accordingly and
Mhm.
respect people's time.
Yeah. And the
Yep.
embarrassing part is some of these people actually have credits to like back themselves. One girl that probably had one of the best resumes that I had seen, she literally left the start of her slate in where she was like, "Oh, is this recording?" And then she like started the slate. And I was like, "Please don't do this to me." Which I understand mistakes happen and whatever. If I like her, I'll probably still cast her because the poll hasn't been that great so far. But still, it's just things like that, y'all. Watch what you upload. Confirm. Because it's not like she had time. Like these people that have submitted so far, like they're a week ahead of the deadline. Like there was no time crunch. There was no, oh shit, it's midnight. I have no time to rewatch this one more time. Like it's just insane.
Yeah.
But I
I think a
digress.
lot of people, and I've noticed this in other projects I've been a part of, I can't go into too much detail, but they don't watch files after they export them.
Which is crazy.
You need to
That's
rewatch the
crazy.
file after you export it because if you don't do that, you don't know what exported. You could have exported a black screen. You have no idea.
Mm-hmm. You have to watch what you download and what you're uploading. Even if you're tired of watching it, just play it and listen to it and make sure it sounds right. Just do anything because it's just disrespectful. And then people are not going to want to work with you again. They're not going to give you an audition the next time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Hmm.
Okay, let's jump into our main topic, which is kind of all over the place, but I guess the base of it is what the shift in the industry is looking like now and into 2025.
Yeah.
Jimmie, do you want to talk about the
Yeah, I
article?
was gonna say YouTube is planning the major revamp of the site and the app to be competitive with other streaming services like Netflix, HBO, um, Disney. And then let me read this thing. So the new TV app, YouTube, includes a number of updated features, including some that could change how creators categorize their videos, like creating episodes, enabling them to organize shows around episodes and seasons, mirroring what viewers have come to expect on subscription, um, like streaming services. And then there's this one stat, and even Cheyenne said this, like all of the TV that she watches is YouTube. And they have a stat in here. Where is it? YouTube accounted for 10.6% of viewing on connected TV devices in August, compared to 7.9% of Netflix and 3.1% of Prime Video. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
And yeah, it's crazy. And they're revamping a lot of their own original content, which could be investment into like creators to make indie films, like indie shorts, um and just different types of content for the app, which is really exciting because if you look at that and then you look at how the Joker 2 did in the box office, it did terrible. It was like, let me read this. It said it only earned 39 million in the box office, and it was less than half of what it grossed in 2019. They were expecting to make around 70 million.
Oof,
Yeah,
that's rough.
Ouch.
that's bad. And it just shows like, and I the Joker was incredible, and I Joaquin Phoenix is incredible, and it's just they're not making content that the mass wants. They're like creating things that they think will do well in like in that will be lucrative, and they're revamping stale ideas and they're not being creative. And people don't want that. Like people want to see new faces, new ideas, like creative storytelling, and something that is not a copy or yeah, like a copy and paste of something that they've seen a million times. And YouTube is taking note of that and shifting where we're putting our like the type of content that we're wanting to see in 2025, which is exciting for us and other filmmakers that are wanting to get their projects off the ground.
Yeah. And one thing I want to point out is Amazon Prime, you've been able to do this already, but I think the major difference is YouTube, the audience on YouTube, for
They're
one.
loyal. I feel like YouTube and the people have been on YouTube for a very long time and are very loyal to their content creators.
Mhm. The second thing is the accessibility. When you
Yep.
go onto Amazon Prime, they're not pushing the indie episodics or the indie films unless they are the ones distributing it. Whereas on YouTube, you go to your homepage and you see a plethora of different creators
Hmm.
aimed at your interests mostly, but it's not a bigger budget thing being pushed. It's what you would be interested in.
Yeah. And don't you have to pay for Prime?
Yeah,
Yeah. And YouTube's free. Like the content that you can
that's
see on YouTube is free.
yeah,
And like
that's another good point.
people have Netflix, Hulu, Disney, Max, Peacock, Paramount, Prime, you know. That's why so many people go to YouTube because not everybody has the money to pay for 13 different streaming services to watch their content that's not good, like content that is exactly what the Joker 2 was. Not to hate on the Joker 2. I don't want to put all the hate out.
We haven't
Art is
seen it
art.
yet,
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet. I
but I
don't
did
want to.
listen to the soundtrack.
I love Joaquin Phoenix and I love Lady Gaga. So
Yeah.
I may enjoy the movie. I'm not even trying to hate. I'm just saying like what this is what people are saying about the film. I'm not trying to
It,
put heat on it,
it's based on the numbers too. Like it
just
did not.
based. Yeah, yeah.
It, also think the opportunity for creators is bigger on YouTube. One, because the algorithm and how it's free, like we just said, but also there's more opportunity to make money for creators on YouTube. You get at a certain point, you get AdSense and you can also have brand deals, and there's just more opportunities to make an income. Whereas if you put your series on Amazon Prime, I mean, you don't make a lot of money, even if there's a small audience. Whereas on YouTube, if you have a small audience, you can make money.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I get like really like disheartened sometimes when I see the things that people are throwing money at. And then I hear something like this about YouTube and it just like reignites that indie films are what push this industry forward and it like brings on the forefront of the new creators and um talking about YouTube. I mean, we've talked about this movie so many times, but Talk to Me came from YouTube creators in Australia. And the film was brilliant. And it was so like the story was great. It was edited well, like and it was because like they were able to, get the project off the ground because of the what do you call them, fan base on YouTube? Like because of the community that they've built online, they were able to garner investments because of what they built on YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty incredible.
it is incredible.
Do you remember YouTube Red?
Yes,
No.
I
You were
do.
probably too young, Emily.
When did
So
it happen?
I don't even, probably
2014.
10 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
Oh,
2014.
my mom thought YouTube was from the devil, so I wasn't allowed on it.
Oh gosh,
Oh.
Alabama.
Um, so YouTube Red was kind of their first attempt to invest in creators and create a more narrative and reality TV platform. But one, I don't think society was ready yet. I don't think they understood it, and I also think the branding was a little off, and
It was confusing.
was very confusing. So
Yeah.
people didn't know, like, is this, do I have to pay for this? What is this? What does this mean? What is the difference between this and a regular video? But I think we're at a place now where people will understand it and they'll do the branding better. But also, I think we're at a place where with streaming and studio films, like people are craving it more.
Yeah, I agree. Because like I really think post COVID, this is I think people one are like seeking more connection online through content, through through community that they're building through social media. And then two, I think people are investing more in creativity and in the arts is in like during the pandemic, like a lot of people's priorities shifted and they were like, I don't want to lock myself down to an 8 to 5 and like not have hobbies. And it's just like so many people were faced with, oh, life is really so short and things could happen and I could lose everything. And at the end of the day, it's like, who loves me? Like, what brings me joy? And a lot of that was creativity, which I think is a big rise in the content creators and like a big push for TikTok. And it's just continued to move in that direction ever since.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
even just in 2019, I don't think mainstream media took internet creators seriously at all.
Nobody did. Nobody did.
Yes,
They were,
people were making money, but now you are able to work in both.
yeah. And it's almost like encouraged to build a brand online to, you know, step into the industry, to become a writer, to become a filmmaker. It is your portfolio and your ability to like collaborate with other people and show people your art by putting your stuff out there
Yeah.
online.
Yeah. It's funny because years ago, I mean, I was in my early 20s. I had sort of an opportunity to go on Big Brother, but I immediately turned it down. I love Big Brother. It's kind of an embarrassing show, but I love it. Um,
I love embarrassing reality TV. So,
and the people in my life who also love Big Brother were like, "Why would you do that?" And I'm like, "Well, one, I don't want to be away from Alex and Daisy, my dog.
mhm.
But two, like I want to be taken seriously as an actor. I can't go on a reality show. Are you kidding?" But now it would be fully welcomed, and it's been a very interesting time watching this shift.
I kind of love it. It's like the ability to do it all and do whatever you want and create whatever path in 9 different fields if you want. And um, like it all brings you to the path that brings you joy, you know, which
Hmm.
is kind of what we're doing, which is like, I mean, with the podcast and with making online content and stepping into, the pilot and against us and our own careers. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's possible and even more so welcomed now to be doing not it all, but to be in multiple places.
Hmm.
It's funny too because back in the day, you couldn't even be on in movies or in television. You had to be in one or the other
I
as an actor.
know, right? Yeah. Yeah.
And then that went away.
I remember
And
seeing Kate Winslet on that show. I can't even remember what the show's called. And I was like, oh, that is like the ubiquitous like movie actor to me, like since Titanic. And she like stepped into episodic storytelling. And I was like, because I remember the whole discourse about it. But yeah, yeah, it used to be one or the other. And the TV storytellers and actors were seen as inferior to the the feature film actors.
yeah, how
Yeah.
interesting.
I know, right?
And
And I
now it's
love it. It's like created equity. It's leveled the playing field.
mhm, yeah. We can be on this podcast, we can make our own movies, we can act in other movies, and we can make skits on TikTok. Like it doesn't
I
matter now.
know. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, completely right. Yep. Emily, you have a good outro question?
I don't know. What's everyone looking forward to this week?
Or maybe 2025, since we're talking about
Well, we're
2025?
not at the end of the year yet.
We're in
Okay,
quarter 4.
what are we looking forward to the end of this year from now until New Year's?
I have no
Uh,
clue.
I can say mine. is it, for Hag, I'll say mine for Hag. Uh for Hag, and we've said this so many times, this year we're building the foundation. We're building the foundation for this company for where we want to launch in 2025 and have this structure to be able to do that. Um, so we're making higher quality content to post on Hag Productions, and we are building out our podcast and hopefully getting some really cool guests that we have in the pipeline. And we have a few episodes that we are going to put some production behind, which will be really exciting for the audience. And I think it's just really solidifying that we are strong competitors in this industry, which makes me really excited as a production company. So for Hag, that's really what I'm excited about.
Yeah, it's all coming together and is
I know. I know.
I will make mine non-hag related.
Yeah, change it up.
My rheumatologist has been fighting for me with my insurance company, and he finally got a safe medication approved. I do have to go into the office to get it administered, which is kind of annoying, but I'm really excited to get started. And I mean, there's no guarantee it's going to work, but it's a really good medication. And,
Hell yeah.
I'm really hoping and like putting out the good vibes and good energy that it's going to work and I can finally get some relief.
Cheyenne's been dealing with this, and I know this is so many people that have an autoimmune disease, like dealing with statistical guesses for years until it's done right and you're on the medication that's actually treating the symptoms. You've been dealing with this for 5 years. Literally, wait, almost 5 years. That's insane. And has been misdiagnosed and like taken the wrong medications and all of these things for 5 years.
Yeah.
That's
And
insane.
right now, my shoulders are like locked up, so I can't lift like over my head. And I'm just like uncomfortable all the time, which is
And you're
not new, but like the joints that are super affected change a lot. But so like
Mhm.
right now it's my shoulders, my elbows, and my hands. But anyway,
Jeez.
yeah, I'm excited to start it because the biologic I was put on for my asthma completely changed my life for the better. And I'm so, so grateful for it. So I'm just putting out that good energy that this could be the thing that really helps.
I hope so too. I hope so too. Sending you all the good energy.
Thank you. Emily.
Um, I really don't know. I don't know what to expect for the end of this year. I'm just excited to continue boxing. And what I am excited for right now is that in my scene study class, I'm working on the script Logan, and I'm playing the role Laura, also known as X-23, who is Logan's daughter. That might be a spoiler, but I think it's common knowledge if you read the comic books or have seen the movie. Anyways, and my scene partner who is playing Logan happens to be the guy who has done all the stunt classes that I've taken this year. So, since he's my scene partner, we're getting to do a lot of fun stunt scenes. So, I'll be doing that for the next few months.
That'll be really cool.
Yeah, that would be
Mhm.
cool.
You'll need to drop some footage so I
Oh,
can put it in the episodes
I
and talk.
will. I'm doing a fight scene tonight and it will be dropped in the next episode.
Yeah, not this one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You gotta wait.
Yeah.
Gotta like and subscribe for that content.
Mhm.
Good stuff.
Thanks for tuning into this week's episode 17. If you have not seen our episode with Noah Barron, it came out last week. Go watch it. It is so good,
So
full of
good.
gems, full of gems. Emily, where can they find us on socials?
You can find us at the Hags Podcast on Instagram and TikTok, or at Hag Productions on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.
And Jimmie, where can they watch or listen?
Wherever you want to go listen, we're on all the podcast apps. all of them. All of them. Every single one at the Hags Podcast. Samsung, we got it. Apple, cleared. Spotify, girl, put us on while you're on that little hot girl walk. Put us in your ears. Let us talk to you. Yeah, we're everywhere. So go ahead and tap in. Oh, and then YouTube you're on YouTube right now, probably. I don't know.
Oh.
No, actually not, because we're on all those podcasts. Or YouTube at Hag Productions.
We'll see you next week.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.